as a person? Sitting here, you know, you're a funny guy, great sense of humour, great racing driver. Do you think that always translates?
Amazing lover, come on.
Yeah, amazing lover. Do you think that translates outside of this paddock? Do you think people at home get to know you, Sebastian Vettel?
No, they don't. They don't know, you know, how you are in your private life and so on. Because obviously, you know, it's nice to do an interview here, but I wouldn't want the camera follow me to my room or, you know, to the restroom or what, you know, whatsoever. So they do get to see a bit of you and get to know you, but they don't know the full you, you know. So that's sometimes a little bit tricky because you meet people and then they are surprised. Oh, you're completely different. You know, I thought you were this and this. Positive and negative.
Do you think that you actually get the credit you deserve for winning the number of races that you have done?
Honestly, I think we all get enough credit. You know, there's enough attention. But I think there's a lot more people behind the whole project which don't get credit. You know, people going into the office day in, day out in the factory, working very hard, coming up with very, very clever ideas which lead into a project and then, you know, into an upgrade. I think they don't get the credit, which obviously is impossible because you can't name 500 people, you know, in an interview like that.
But I think it was here last year, Fernando said that he was racing Adrian Newey and not you. But people might not realise that Adrian had been at Red Bull 3 years and not won a race until you joined the team.
In the end of the day, you have to be happy with who you are, what you are. And, what I mean is, you know, when you face yourself in the mirror, or even better, when you've done something wrong, generally, not, you know, inside the car, in the cockpit, at the track, generally in life, I think when you've done something wrong, you are the first one to know. So if you know, the first person you cheat is yourself. So that's what I mean. If you're happy with that, happy with yourself, then, you know, there's no reason to doubt anything.
Any doubts or regrets over Multi-21 in that case?
I think regrets in a way that, and that's what I regretted after the race, mostly, is that I didn't obey the team order. I obviously explained that it wasn't the right thing to do in my point of view, but you know, I didn't like that I put myself above the team in that moment, which, you know, I went to see the factory. That's one of the things, you know, you're not entirely happy inside yourself with what you maybe have done and so on. Obviously had a face-to-face conversation with Marc, explained my point of view to him.
Obviously Marc's leaving, you've got Daniel Ricciardo coming in. A lot of people would love to have seen you go head-to-head with a Kimi Raikkonen and a Fernando Alonso.
I don't know, I think you can think about this a lot. In the end of the day, I think we don't have to prove anything. I think we've proven enough. For sure there will be always some people thinking that you have to do this and you have to do that. And, you know, who knows, maybe one day I will race alongside Kimi, depends. Yeah, how long we both stick around, or Fernando or whosoever. But in the end of the day, I'm not afraid of that, you know, because you want to beat the guys on the track and you want to find out who is the best.
How do you think you compare to Fernando Alonso or a Lewis Hamilton? Can you compare the situations?
It's difficult, to be honest, because I don't know what they do. You know, I can see and I can judge what they do on the track from what I understand, as in, you know, how they handle the car. But I don't know how much time they spend setting up the car, how much they do care. I'm sure we all care because nobody wants to drive nobody wants to drive a car that is set up very badly. But for sure, some people invest more time, try to understand a little bit more. Some people maybe less.
Just finally, since we last spoke in Japan, what have you been doing over the last week? You said then you wouldn't be thinking of things that what might be.
Well, I tried not to think about those things, but other people thought a lot about these things, and I'm not a big fan of those, you know, plans in advance, because if it goes wrong, then you end up looking like an idiot. And if it works, then there's always a way somehow spontaneously to arrange something. So fairly boring.